lovely day. My name, there we go. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists of Southold, formerly the First Universalist Church of Southold. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, and whomever you love, we welcome you. Today we are gathering on the traditional lands of the Amanhansuk Nation. My name is Mark Sisson, and I'm a member of this congregation and president of the Board of Trustees. We are so glad to see you, whether you are visiting for the first time or come often. If you are not on our mailing or email lists, please sign our guest book on the welcome desk as you enter from the parking lot. You will then receive the Free Spirit newsletter each month and hear about upcoming events. Copies of the newsletter are on the action table to the left as you enter behind me. Please like us on our YouTube channel, Unitarian Universalists of Southold YouTube. We stream our services there, and you can find past services archived. The action table has other information that you may find interesting. Also, there are masks and hand sanitizer for your use, although they are not required at this point. We offer many ways to serve this community, from providing hospitality, flowers, and ushering on Sunday mornings, to joining our social action and other committees. Please stay after the service for coffee, refreshments, and lively conversation. On the back of your order of service are announcements. The first one is, make sure you pick up your bingo card on the action table because there will be a big prize. What the prize is, I have no idea. October 7th and weekly from now on at 10:30 in this main hall are yoga and meditation with Nancy Bayless. Today, October 5th, is the final day that you can, where'd it go? There it is.
It's still not the final day.
No, I'm just wait, I'm not finished.
You have a few more days.
I'm not finished yet. Today is the final day, really. I'm going to give you an arbitrary deadline to speak with Reverend Valerie about participating in the book discussion group, Social Change Now, a guide for reflection and connection. Please see Valerie sometime after the service today. October 7th, the Covenant Group will be meeting in the small meeting room at 4 o'clock. October 8th, the Social Action Committee and 8th Principal Task Force will be meeting at 4 p.m. in the small meeting room. On October 17th at 5 p.m. at the Southold Presbyterian Church, Reverend Valerie will be leading a labyrinth walk. And on October 26th, the North Fork Action Center will be meeting in the main meeting hall at 4 p.m. And there is a lot of action that needs to be done. Are there any other announcements concerning the life of this church? Congregation, sorry. In that case, it's now time to greet your neighbor.
If you could join me in reading the words printed in your order of service as Mark lights our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. We light this chalice as we learn to hold both tenderness and strength. May this flame illuminate the wisdom to know when compassion calls us to offer comfort and when it demands courageous action. Our opening words this morning are those of Philip Larson. We gather together to face ourselves honestly, to forgive ourselves gently, to love one another fervently. Come, let us worship together. If you could join me and rise in body or in spirit and sing with me our opening hymn, number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me, in the gray hymnal, number 346. Join me for our words of affirmation, followed by our doxology. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. up the offering for the work and witness of the Unitarian Universalists of Southold. This morning's offering will now gratefully be received.
Now is the time in our service where we drop a stone in the water to share a joy or concern. I will start out. This is a stone of concern. There have been many accidents in the last few days, accidents and surgeries that I'm involved with, or others that are close by to me are involved in, and that is for a safe and healthy return for all those.
Mine is also about a safe and healthy return, and a combination of joy and concern. My mom and her partner Ben came home on Tuesday, so that's the joy. The concern is everything else, but they're doing as well as can be expected.
So I just wanted to make an announcement about our invitation to the Greenport Synagogue on Monday at 7:30 for their Sukkot observance. So let me know if you want to go so I can give them a heads up, because there will be refreshments afterward, and they want to have enough and not too many. So there's that. And then, of course, there's another week of the Orange Marauder in the White House and all this sycophantic supplicants, and it's just so scary. And I just feel right now communities of faith are so important, not for dogma, but for building up our spirit within to get through this.
Trying to win the bingo game. Okay. My name's Eva, and I'm going to share a concern I have. For several years, I worked not with this school district, another one, and it became clear to me that they weren't following safety procedures, particularly as it pertained to students that needed equipment to be secured on the bus. So, anyhow, my position was terminated, but I knew it was coming. So, it's pretty incredible. So my concern is for all the kids who are not being secured, and I'm sure it's not just happening in my district. Thank you.
I will drop one more stone for those joys and or concerns that go unspoken. Let us remember that there are always joys and sorrows that go unspoken for many reasons, but we are not alone as we hold one another in our hearts.
Okay. speak with bravest fire and have the gift to all inspire and have not love, my words are vain as sounding brass and hopeless gain. Though I may give all I possess, and striving so my love profess, but not begin by love within, the prophet soon turns strangely thin. Come, Spirit, come, our hearts control, our spirits long to be made whole. Let inward love guide every deed. By this we worship and are free.
Our reading this morning are those of, it comes from the word of poet Joanna Macy. Compassion boils down to not being afraid of the suffering of your world or of yourself. It involves being open to what you're feeling about that suffering: grief, fear, rage, overwhelm, and brave enough to experience it. You can't heal something you're afraid to get near. Compassion is what impels you to act for the sake of the larger whole. Or, put more accurately, it's the whole acting through you. Where can you find the messiest, the most gross microwave in the entire world? Well, I'll tell you that the worst microwave in the world is the one in any on-call suite at a hospital. When I was a chaplain doing overnights in the on-call area, with the ancient beeper device, a simple bed and a television, the microwave was where me and all the medical folks who were ensconced there heated our food. Don't get me wrong, that ice machine was an amazing benefit. But the microwave, in no workplace that I have ever inhabited, not even a regular office, have I ever seen people take care less of a microwave, a common asset. I came to believe that the sorry state of that thing was actually a kind of symptom. All those hardworking folks kept overnight hours in an emergency department in order to take care of the most vulnerable people in Hartford. Many people depended on the ability of strangers to be sharp, fed, awake, and ready not just to deploy their medical skills, but ready to deploy their caring. But that microwave proved that the carers were too exhausted to care for themselves. when the inner well starts to ebb, when our cup runs dry and we can't seem to find the source of our own humanity anymore, then we experience compassion fatigue. Everyone has experienced those, I just can't care about anything anymore days, or I need to shut down and tune out days. Perhaps sometimes, even when you come here, you don't want to hear about the troubles of the world. Now, while the concept of compassion fatigue is most often applied to people in caring professions like doctors, social workers, and many others, I think regular exposure to the suffering of the world through news or social media has an impact. We are all engaged to a greater or lesser extent in tending to the sick, the wounded, the vulnerable, the friends, neighbors, family members, and community members who need us. For after all, compassion is integral to human nature. Our humanity connects us to one another, no matter our race, religion, or any other identity. No person can be completely cut off from witnessing the suffering of others. And so the theme of cultivating compassion, which is our theme this month, is something we need to examine in multiple ways. For distance from those who experience suffering does not diminish the truth, even if our own selfishness sometimes does. But it's difficult to cultivate compassion, especially when harm is done to those we love and we feel we're not getting a say in it. Especially when we're deceived, when ambition drives hate and actions that so clearly oppress others, or when people are deprived of their basic rights and needs. How then to cultivate compassion when others are not doing it? How do we bring ourselves back from the numbness? How do we believe transformation is possible, if not in ourselves, then in the world? Well, we can affirm out loud and individually a set of values. We can say we put love at the center of our spiritual actions and affirm generosity and justice, but only through actually cultivating and practicing them can we begin to understand what living them might actually mean. It's not easy to move from fear, anxiety, and numbness to hope. It's not easy to admit that we have limitations and that we just can't engage with the world. We can start by thinking of compassion, both that which we give and that which we create in individuals and communities, as a kind of qualitative hierarchy. In a single moment, in a single time, or even over a lifetime, what are we compelled to do? Rabbi Esther Adler defines 3 levels of compassion as pity, empathy, and compassion itself. If I pity a person, my compassion for what they are experiencing ends with judgment and does not extend any further than my awareness of my own distance from their experience. If I empathize with a person, my feelings go a step further. I can imagine myself in their shoes. When we gathered several months ago for the Rural and Migrant Ministry Caravan that went from Riverhead to Greenport and elsewhere on the state. We were doing so because we had empathy for migrant farm workers and the fear that they were experiencing. But if I have compassion, then I possess the greatest gift. Not only the ability to feel, not only the imagination, but the capacity to act. To act starts with being able to tend to one's own stores, however. Through practice, we can begin to find that little thing that is ours to do, that you can do, whether it seems like a daunting thing at first or a drop in the bucket thing. Many spiritual traditions refer to the emptying of the self that is necessary for compassion to flow. In Christian tradition, kenosis is the Greek word for the emptying of the human ego, which made it possible for Christ to be compassionate defender of the poor and the outcast. In Buddhism, one must attempt to empty the self so that compassion from others can be cultivated and shine forth more clearly. It's a big question, but we can look deeply into our own hearts and histories. Find the times when you've acted rather than stood aside, connected rather than pitied, when you were able to dig deep beneath that natural state of numbness and find that kernel of connection that leads to the wholeness Joanna Macy was speaking about. For as often as we are surprised by the depths of cruelty in the world, we are also surrounded by millions of compassionate actions. In the same hospital setting, I witnessed a security guard who might well have been tempted to remove with force a belligerent person who was waiting in a low-income waiting room, hospital waiting room, but chose instead to sit down next to them and talk to them and listen them so that no force was necessary to get them to calm down and accept the difficult problem of waiting to be seen in an agitated state. We were all agitated. That person was merely showing it. The guard was capable of acting in a way that Joanna Macy suggests, seeing and acting with and through the whole, rather than seeing another person as a problem. If we are to become people who strive to affirm that love should be at the center of our spiritual and moral lives, then the structures and institutions we create need to reflect more than pity, more than isolated moments of empathy, more even perhaps than mere allyship and solidarity. They need to stir in us something more, a desire for the wholeness of the world to be realized and people with which we can do it. A spirit of connection between us and among us. A practice and an abiding inclination to seek out what makes us complete, safe, well, and whole. That is what compassion fatigue, once succumbed to, can prevent us from experiencing. Acknowledging the truth of compassion fatigue, the truth of that difficulty. And compassion is hard. Amongst the hardest things that we can cultivate will help us know when we are tired, when we ourselves are in need of help. But we will only give to the world what we are capable of finding in ourselves. Do not guard your heart overly much. Let it be said that we are the ones who plant and nurture compassion in longing for an abundant yield of hope. Amen. Blessed be. Shalom. Ashe.
So we're going to do a little something different for the meditation. I hope you get, I think, can you use that? When I speak, I'll use that.
There is a hymn, number 1031, in your hymnal. It's a hymn that is based on the loving kindness prayer of Buddhism. And the way that this prayer often works is that you repeat it as a mantra, but the way you repeat it is through not just saying the words and being calm and you know, singing the music, but by envisioning people, especially in the second verse and the third verse, that you want to send the blessing of loving kindness to. So the first verse involves wishing that blessing on yourself, may I be filled. The second verse is to think of someone else, the you is somebody else. Perhaps, and most likely someone maybe that you're having difficulty these days feeling loving kindness towards. And the third verse, the we, is for the world at large. And this is, Lauren and I are going to sing the hymn and first all the way through the first verse, and then we're going to ask you all to come in and sing all three verses of the hymn in turn in response. But we'll all sing it together. But the first verse, just Lauren and I, and then you guys can come in, start from the beginning, also sing the first through three verses. You'll know it just changes, as I mentioned, in one respect with the word I, you, and we. You could rise in body or in spirit and sing with me our closing hymn, number 6, in the gray hymnal, Just as Long as I Have Breath. Our closing words are those of the Reverend David Breeden. Go out into the world, not to be perfect, but to practice, to be a practitioner of compassion. Wherever you go today, may you seed compassion. May your hands remember how to tend, and your heart how to return when compassion is hard. For no garden grows in a day, but they grow. Go in peace and practice growing. If you could join me as I extinguish our chalice.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts
Until we are together again.
As we